So we now know that the Vancouver Canucks have gotten some of their issues settled in-house in terms of JT Miller. They made another trade. Actually, interesting information. This isn't going to be the main part of this video, but apparently they are looking to re-sign Marcus Pettersson. I actually think that's a good thing. I think they really have to get him signed because they gave up a first-round pick. I'm not going to get too off track here, but that is a good thing. Now, it's really good that they got that settled because now they can move on to other things. Now, Boeser is a player that we know is going to unrestricted free agency, and I've done a couple of videos on him. One of the most recent videos is that he definitely wants $8 million. I'm actually an advocate for giving him that. I think he's a pretty damn good player. I know he has his flaws. There's going to be people that say he has his flaws. I mean, he absolutely does, but I think that Vancouver's still a pretty good team, and they should keep their players together for the most part. You know, I would actually say he's more than earned his $6.6 million contract that he got from the Canucks. It's kind of weird that it walked him right to unrestricted free agency, so that kind of sucks about that part of it, but, you know, whatever. Now, an Athletic writer did point to a bunch of options for the Winnipeg Jets, like players that essentially they would target, because they're having a really, really good season. I mean, I can't wait for the Winnipeg Jets to be in the playoffs. I really hope they can keep this momentum up. And one of the players they would potentially look at would be Boeser. I really think that would be amazing. Now, the Winnipeg Jets can score, but getting a player like that would just push them far ahead. I think that they are cup contenders. I think if you have this good of a regular season, you have to be viewed as some kind of cup contender. They've done a really good job of rebuilding, but I would love this ad for them. Now, let's not forget that the Winnipeg Jets actually almost drafted Boeser, but they took Connor over him. They almost drafted him, though, right? So, I mean, I think Connor's better than Boeser, but, I mean, the two of those guys working together, oh, man, they would be unstoppable, I think. Their offense would be unbelievable. Now, one good thing, well, for the Jets anyway, that this writer pointed to was the fact that he doesn't think that Boeser's no trade protection or no move protection, whatever, would affect this trade. Apparently, Boeser has like a really good relationship with the Jets management. Apparently, he's just saying that like wouldn't be an issue at all. Although, again, I'm not really sure if I'm an advocate for the Vancouver Canucks just paying him. That's just the Pixel Plus hockey opinion. I think that they should just really keep him, but you know, whatever. That's just my opinion. You know, with the deadline fast approaching in March, we need teams to get their rosters set because this is when I start to make my Stanley Cup prediction. I think that Edmonton, if they make the right moves, could very well win the Cup. I think Winnipeg is right there. I think Vancouver, I mean, they've had a tough season. They might be able to win a round, although they're really going to have a tough first-round matchup, and that's if they even make the playoffs, because we know that Calgary Flames, apparently, they keep on hopping over each other. It's just like a battle between Calgary and Vancouver. You know, I always look at this guy as a 30 to 40 goal guy, or at least on pace for that, right? Like last year he scored at 40. This year he's on pace for like 25, 30 goals. You know, players like that, I mean, yes, he's a winger. He doesn't play a premier position. He doesn't play like center or defense, obviously. But again, I'm telling you, he's going to get paid a lot. It's crazy. I'm super interested to see what happens on July 1st. There are going to be a lot of top six forwards, centers especially, that are going to get overpaid like crazy. Now, here's the thing. Things like this can be very complex. So first off, the question of the video is, I wonder exactly what you guys would do in this situation. So you have a pending unrestricted free agent. He's a good player. You know, maybe he wants a little bit more than you want to give him. Now, I think that's something that should be kept in mind here, is that the cap is going up. Now, it's interesting because now that players are learning, actually, I was listening to the Leaf Report earlier, and they were talking about Mitch Marner, and now the fact that, you know, the cap is going up, now these players are going to ask for even more. So, you know, for example, Boeser said $8 million or north of $8 million. I don't know if you guys remember that report coming out not that long ago, that's essentially what he wants. So, is he going to want even more than that? It actually makes sense because remember, agents always go by percentage of the cap, right? So a lot of people will be like, well, he's getting paid more than that player. He's getting paid more than McKinnon, blah, blah, blah. But it's just percentage of the cap. Like if McKinnon was up now, it just goes by percentage of the cap because that's the way, or what the cap is going to be. Like the cap is going to increase insane over the next 3 years. It goes up and then even more up. So obviously a lot of agents are going to be licking their lips at that, right? And we're going to have a lot of teams that potentially can really, 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 really pay players. And I mean, you're going to see some gross contracts getting thrown around. I'm telling you, I don't even doubt that Mikko Rantanen's getting 14. That's my prediction, but whatever. So do you really think it's that impossible for Brock Boeser to get north of 8? Really? I don't think it's that impossible at all. A guy that can score 30, if he's lucky, 40 goals, playing with the right line mates. He's not that old at all. So anyways, I'm going on about his contract too much. I'm just very, very interested to see exactly what these players are going to end up getting. And the one thing about Boeser that I'm gonna add in here, I genuinely think that his two-way play is actually kind of underrated. People don't give him nearly enough credit. Like he's improved his two-way play. He focuses on it. He can score. Like you got a guy that can. I wouldn't say he's an elite defensive player by any means, but if you got a guy that's at least competent defensively, can score as well, I mean that's really, really valuable, right? And unfortunately for Vancouver fans, if Vancouver fans actually want to keep Brock Boeser, might I add. Unfortunately, we know now, at least for the information that we get right now, that Brock Boeser's negotiations have been very lukewarm right now. So it doesn't seem like the Vancouver. It's not that they don't want to keep him; it's just they probably don't like his ask. But the good part about it is you're a Vancouver fan. Apparently, Brett Boeser really likes living in Vancouver, so that's a positive as well. Anyways, I think that I'm going to leave the video there. I want you to drop your comments below, of course. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I would really appreciate that last one especially, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.